Hi, good day everyone. Once again, this is Mo, and this is another day for another War Legends video. And as you can see, I'm playing once again as the Dark Faction because for this past few days I've been playing as the Light Faction. I quite enjoyed it, but it is not like playing as the Dark Faction. I don't know, maybe I just find it cooler playing as the Dark Faction. But as you can see, I started the recording quite late, but I think that would be fine because the early stage of this game will be just about building structures. So let me just tell you what I did. I utilized the undead technologies and spam a lot of skeleton archers. However, upon spying on my enemy base, I was able to find out he is a Dark Faction user too. So I was also to predict that he will be utilizing the skeleton archers along with the necromancers. So that is why I built the goblin lab, so I can use the bombardiers, so I can go to his back lane and wipe out his skeleton archers. Well, that means it is minus damage on my opponent's side. It means I will secure a victory in our battle. So as you can see, I was able to wipe out his tier 1 units, his first batch of units. So I trained another bombardier so I can use it for the skeleton archers. However, I decided to send them to his barracks, hoping to destroy it with just two bombardiers. So I sent them out and I just let them do what they have to do. Rest in peace.
Construction complete! Construction complete!
And on detonator. I'll be right back.
And as you can see, I was able to train bombardiers, but don't worry, I'll be not sending them to their deaths. Well, technically I'll be, but it will not for the same reason of destroying my enemy's base. I'll be using them in fights, in battles, so I can have some advantages like wiping out my enemy's units. And as you can see, I built a totem of orcs because later game I'll be utilizing the catapults. But for now, the reason why I built the workshop and upgraded them, it is because I would like to spam drills for the reason of so I can have some tanks in the front line of my army, because as you can see, the only front line that I have is the eater.
Construction complete! Let's build! Upgrade complete! Upgrade complete! Ready!
And this is the part where the elemental will be spawning soon, so I sent out my army to occupy it. So as you can see here, I'll be leaving one skeleton archer for the treasure chest, so for an additional resources. And then I'll be sending all of my army,
Construction complete!
the rest of my army, to occupy to make sure that I'll be getting that elemental. The reason why, it's because I just would like to spy on my enemy, because it seems that he is not playing aggressive. So I don't want to take risk, so I'll be sacrificing this elemental for the sake of seeing my enemy's units. Along with that, I'll be sending my bombardiers along with the elemental so I can inflict some damage to his entire army. So it seems that he's still utilizing goons along with the archers, but there is a new unit which is the catapult. So I sent out my bombardiers and it killed at least 3 goons, as I see there. So this is the time that I'll be spamming rocketeers, because like I'm planning to siege his base. But first I need a high input damage from my rocketeers to clear out his entire units, because rocketeers do have wide range of AoE in the battlefield. The only downside for the rocketeers, if they focus on one target, I see them as a liability, because we are not using the rocketeers full potential if we are just hitting one unit from the enemy. What we would like to see is we are able to hit multiple units of the enemy. So it's like the ballista of the human race, or the light faction. So as you can see here, I'm planning on how to position my army on sieging his base without any catapults. So hoping that I can clear his army first, then I'll be going to proceed with sieging using my rocketeers. As long as those rocketeers are alive and his army is wiped out, I can end this game. As you can see, I am trying to position all of my army here. Unfortunately, while I'm doing it, my enemy was able to spot me, and that's a terrible spot for the archers. That's what I'm telling to all of you rocketeers not using or not being efficient using their attacks. As you can see, I was able to clear his eater. I can say that his eater is quite formidable, quite tanky compared to mine, because yeah, I can see that he was able to defend his base. I can only take one turret out from his base, but at least I was able to clear his unit, so I was able to prevent an attack to mine. So also the another reason why I did that is because I would like to change composition of armies that I have.
Resources collected.
So at this moment I'll be utilizing drills along with the rocketeers with the axe throwers off. At this moment I'm just experimenting what would be the best composition. So I don't know why I chose the axe throwers, even though my enemy doesn't utilize any air units or airborne units. And as you can see, the elementals or the elemental will be spawning soon, so that's why I sent out my units again. So spoiler, I'll be losing this fight.
Axe ready.
Alright, so as you can see here, my axe throwers actually go in front, and that is a bad idea. Okay, I was able to use scroll for my rocketeers. It seems that his croc along with his eater are formidable, tanky, really tanky compared to mine. And my enemy was able to get the elemental, and what I did here, my SOS defending mechanism is to train goon. It's because they are quicker to train, and I'll be spamming on necromancer along with the goon, because once my goons die, my necromancer can use their corpse for skeleton warriors, and I trained 2 catapults for the elemental. And I use the gloom scroll so he cannot utilize his catapults that far. So as you can see here, I was able to manage to summon army that can defend my base. So as you can see, once my turret got destroyed, I started building again to make sure that I have a defense. And as you can see here, my ether is chasing his ether, making sure that he will die. His ether is quite tanky, really tanky compared to mine.
Construction complete.
Also his grok.
Let the darkness.
I don't know, maybe he do have, or he do possess a good gear for his ether and grok. Maybe that's why.
No rest.
Just take a quick look here on my ether. Once his racketeers target lock on my ether's health bar would just go poof, gone. And as you can see here, I'm trying to siege his base with the 2 catapults. I'm taking advantage of the catapult's range to destroy his turret, and I was able to destroy one. Okay, that's a terrible positioning. I didn't know that he can see me there. That's why I actually put the catapults, and I engaged another battle, and I lost again. Those rocketeers really doing a lot of damage to me. And he was able to wipe out my entire army. Well, I think that would be okay because I was able to inflict damage or loss to his army too. So he cannot just rally to my base because I have these turrets, unless he has some catapult hiding that can reach my turret without reaching his army. So I train another drills. So if I remember it correctly, I'll be the strategy that I'll be using here, because I cannot siege his base head on, face to face. What I'll be utilizing is the strategy of divide and conquer. I'll be dividing my army.
Forward.
So there are the wreckers, catapults with the rocketeers, and I'll be training a lot of drills along with the ether with a combination of aeronaut to kill those rocketeers and catapults. So the initial plan here is for the tanks, the ether, and the drills to prolong the battle on the upper side of the map, while I'm trying to position my units here to siege his base, because as you can see here on the upper part of the map, there is a elemental soon to spawn. So the narrative that I would like to show here that is that I'll be fighting for my life just to get that elemental, not knowing that I'm actually just trying to distract him, that I'm planning to siege his base on the lower part of the map. Because the elemental will be spawning on the upper part of the map. The usual response of the other players there is to send out all of their armies. Zero army or zero unit to his base that can defend it, because to their mind setting, I'll be sending also my army just to get the elemental. But not knowingly, I sent out a dummy or a decoy units just to prolong his battle on the upper part of the map. And here I was able to successfully siege his base, destroy a lot of buildings, and once I was able to defend my base, he will lose because he will suffer a lot of damage on economy. Building those structures again is important structures, not just some structures but important like barracks, undead obelisk, the orc totem or tower. So it will take a lot of resources for him to rebuild his base, and I think he cannot afford losing more units because it will just put him in a grave situation. So maybe that is the reason why he quit, because he already foresee what is I'm planning. Even he tried to invade my base, I will be able to finish his base first. At the same time, my base do have defensive turrets, and also I can still train a lot of armies that can defend my base. So maybe that's why he quit. But yeah, I can say this opponent is very tough, very formidable, and I had a hard time. Well, that's it. Goodbye for now, and don't forget to subscribe for my channel and share them to your friends. Bye, peace out.